Hello, I'm Pastor Jeremy Combs, and we're going to pause for a proverb. Let's go. We're in Proverbs chapter 8 and verse number 8. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. Remember, we're talking about the call of the personification of wisdom, which of course we would know to be Jesus Christ. And as we come to him, he's promising us some wonderful things about our words. Have you ever been guilty of saying the right thing in the wrong way? Maybe you're correcting your children and you got a little sarcastic or sharp with them. Maybe you were stating the truth, but you did it in a condescending manner because you thought you were right and they were completely wrong. You know, we've all been guilty of this sin, but do we excuse that wrong because of the right? Here, wisdom reminds us that all the words out of the mouth of wisdom are in righteousness. Righteousness means to be morally right. God's words are always consecrated. They're set apart. They're holy. They are right in both their message and their tone. For this reason, they're not froward or perverse. Froward means to struggle or to be unsavory. Does our speech cause contention? Does our speech cause us to go places that make our minds go places it should not go? You know, we never have to debate whether wisdom is right because it's never, ever wrong. There is also nothing perverse in it. Perverse means to distort. God's wisdom is always clean and clear. May our speech and our advice we give today, may it be like God's wisdom. Verse number 9. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. The first time we ever traveled in an airplane as new parents, it was difficult. The biggest hassle was we had now all the baby stuff, and of course the car seat and the heavy base. After struggling through the airport and arriving exhausted to my wife's family, one of the sister-in-laws kindly pointed out to us that you don't have to travel with the base. Now, the base is there to put in the car, and you strap it in, and then as parents, you go and you click the seat in, you push a button, click it out. But if you travel and fly, you don't have to take the base with you. You can just strap over the seat. You see, the problem that day was that as new parents, we didn't completely understand how the car seat and the base thing worked. But I'll tell you this, we understood it after that. Wisdom can be heavy, and it can be burdensome to someone who doesn't understand it. This is why people find the Bible oppressive, old, outdated. But when God gives us an understanding and wisdom, it becomes plain. The word plain in this verse means to be straightforward. God's wisdom is practical. And then as we discover more knowledge in the world, we find wisdom not only complements it, but it completes it. God's wisdom will make all things right. So, dive into God's pure, practical wisdom today. Let's look at one more verse number 10. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. Two people are arguing over which one of them is better at something. One emphatically states he knows he's the best, and then ultimately someone says, well, will you put your money where your mouth is? This phrase is often used in a betting scenario, but our money does speak volumes about what we believe. When a man loves a woman, he's ready to crack open the bank account and sacrifice and spend and do whatever it is to make her happy. When you believe in a cause, you give towards it. Solomon is talking about not something cheap. He's talking about sacrificing silver and gold. So this is a big price to pay. Yet Solomon, in his wisdom, esteemed knowledge and instruction as of greater value. Knowledge, remember, means to be aware, so we can be aware of the world around us. Instruction, then, would teach us what we do with knowledge, and which is what we call application. So God's word gives us both awareness and application. These are both valuable commodities in our life. So, will you sacrifice today to achieve wisdom? Yeah, maybe it'll cost you some friends. Maybe you won't get the better paying job. But I'll tell you what, whatever the sacrifices is, the dividends are far more worth it than those sacrifices will ever be. So put your money where your mouth is when it comes to wisdom.